Arsenal great Bob Wilson broke down in tears as he revealed Arsene Wenger helped him and his wife cope with the tragic loss of their daughter by talking about the human spirit. Wenger sent shock waves through the footballing world on Friday when he announced he will end his 22-year reign as Arsenal manager at the end of this season. And former Gunners shot-stopper Wilson, who made 234 appearances for Arsenal between the sticks before working as an unpaid goalkeeping coach under Wenger, labeled him one of the 3 greatest men I have ever met in my life as he paid an emotional tribute to the human being and manager. I'm in shock, Wilson told BBC Radio 5 Live. I only heard 1 minute ago. I had hoped he would go after winning the cup final last year, which was 3 cup finals in 4 years and 10 trophies in 20 years. I was there on the day he arrived. I was still the goalkeeping coach then, and he is without doubt one of the 3 greatest men I have ever met in my life. And I'm not talking just about his football knowledge and how he changed the game in this country, but outside as a human being. And through difficult times with me and my wife when we lost our daughter. He was extraordinary. In that time particularly, I remember when we went on pre-season tour because I was the unpaid goalkeeping coach in those days, and we used to go to Austria in pre-season and then we would finish the training session and get on the coach. But Arsene said, "No Bob, you come and sit with me," and we would talk about Anna, Wilson's late daughter, and then he would talk about human spirit. And yeah, sorry, it is emotional for me. A tearful Wilson continued, "First of all, he is the greatest manager in the history of Arsenal Football Club, even above Herbert Chapman. But Arsene has not only been the greatest Arsenal manager in history, but he has personally changed the face of the game in this country. Initially when he was at Monaco, and then he went to Japan, and when he came here it was sort of a big joke, with the Arsene who? But it seemed like a good fit, Arsene and Arsenal, and then he changed everything. We had a team who liked to drink, and then it was the psychology of it, the hydration of it, the training, and everybody else followed suit. And then in our old training ground he said this isn't good enough for Arsenal, and immediately his focus was on building a new training ground, and everybody else has followed the template. And then he said, look, we can't compete with only 38,000 people at Highbury, best stadium in the country, but he said we must have a bigger stadium. So then it went into that, and everybody else has followed suit. His mark on the game in this country, I can tell you, the most humbling thing, when I get invited very regularly into the director's box, he appears in that director's box 20 minutes before they kick the ball to kick off the game to say hello to people, say thank you to people being here, how are you, whatever. But Arsene goes around the director's box. I don't know another manager that does anything like that, and that's just an insight into his humanity. And as I say, I have had the privilege to get to know him in a very, very special way. The 68-year-old manager told the club's website he felt it was the right time to step down on Friday, which has left his players and staff in a state of shock. The Gunners are hoping the announcement will ignite the club's hopes of winning the Europa League as Wenger looks to go out on high. His former captain Patrick Vieira, Carlo Ancelotti and Brendan Rodgers are being touted as the early leading candidates to succeed him at Arsenal.